You said I want to get cancelled. Are there more than two genders?
You want to change your gender and you regret it later. To an extent, you.
If the transgenders want their own gym, then they should go make the T-spot.
A lot of our opportunities rely on these people.
We're not talking against
Guys,
it,
can I just... You can't stop me from coming in. Watch when I get to that gym. I'm gonna bust them doors open. And I'm thinking, women don't act like that.
Chill, man. Some do.
No. I hear it. Some do. But it was showing their masculinity.
One's in South.
So tell me how you're going to create a women's only gym that's meant to be inclusive for women and safe for women, and then come out saying that it's only for biological women, right? And your reason behind this is to say that you were assaulted, so therefore you do not want other women to get assaulted again. Do you not understand that women, trans women, are not the ones doing the assault? You're perpetuating this idea, creating this false ideology that trans women are the ones doing the assault. They are not doing the assault, it's men. Speaking from experience that has been physically assaulted and sexually assaulted, it's not the trans women that I fear, it's the cis men that I fear. So how are you going to come out and create this whole gym, and you're going to actually crowdfund using trans women's money? Because you said back 4 years ago, back when you were starting, that trans women are going to be allowed in this gym. Now you're going to come out saying that trans women are not allowed in this gym. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? Answer me this, Natalie Be Fitness. What the hell? What the hell?
So question, guys, question. Trump has recently expressed plans to release an executive order, to recognize two genders, male and female only. Do you think the rest of the world should follow suit?
obviously.
Them man are taking the piss. Like the LGBT community on a whole has come out. The world has accepted them. They've got their this, they've got their that, they've got their this. Now you lot want to be like pushing up yourself into a women's gym. But go sit on one bomber clap place. What I'm doing the dog.
There are only two genders, male and female, so I don't know.
Yo.
But you know, this is the problem.
Get cancelled.
Now this is the problem because the world has come so far away from religion, and then people just start to make up their own rules.
Wait,
You
said I want to get cancelled. Are there more than two genders?
No.
Oh.
There are not.
For me, standing on what I actually genuinely believe, there are more than two genders. And I'm going to stick on my personal belief, and I'm also going to stand on the current times we're living in.
Majesty, your problem is you're too busy out here trying to impress white zaddy. That's your issue. You just want to appease everybody, white zaddy, trans community. You don't want to upset everybody, but guess what? When you stand for nothing, you fall for everything.
When you think they ask you female or male? That's what they ask you.
Wait, before we even start, can we just put up our hand if are there more than two? Who agrees there's is this male and female or are there more than two genders? Because I only...
Male and female.
Yeah.
And this is what the transgender movement is doing, is it's stopping us from telling the truth. Now you're even scared to even say male and female. You're scared to say there's just two. This is what they want us to do. They want to remove truth from the world, okay? That is exactly what's happening. We are, obviously I'm not going to preach too much, but the Bible does say in the end times, people will no longer be lovers of truth, but they'll be lovers of themselves. And I feel that people are indulging in their experiences and saying, right, I need to change, but the whole world has to subscribe to what I believe I am. No, I don't. If I identify as a cat, am I a cat? And the man in the video said he's scared of cis men. Aren't trans women cis men?
They were.
Aren't they?
They were.
They are. So
they were.
Because they're not a cis woman.
Don't talk now. You scared to talk, remember? You don't want to get
cancelled. Yeah, you were scared, girl. Yeah, you scared to get cancelled.
In life, we have a linguistic learner and we have a visual learner. Clearly, Majesty isn't getting it, so I need to show her what I mean right now. They were cis men. They're now transformed.
Can I ask you a question? If I come in and do this...
Is she a flamingo?
I was Michael Jackson.
Okay. Am I a lamppost? If I keep telling you I'm a lamppost, I'm a lamppost, I'm a lamppost, I'm a lamppost. The reality is I'm a human. I can't come and change it. What you were born as, I can believe that you can feel like you were born in the wrong body. You can feel that way, but it's where you were born, unfortunately. So you are a man. You can try and change it and you can try and twist it, but you're still a man. You can't
None of us
change
are born
that
in the
fact.
wrong
But
bodies.
I get
None of
that.
us are
But
born in
guess
the wrong
what?
bodies.
They are
But you
changing
can't tell
and
someone
have
how they feel,
changed.
innit? If that's how they believe that they feel,
But
you
you can
can't
believe
dictate
anything.
that.
Well, animals, and there's
Yeah,
no
but
other
there's a
animal
difference between a fact
that
and belief.
transitions from, as far as I understand, there's no other animal that transitions
No,
from
I
one to
get
the
what you're
other.
saying, but you can never dictate what someone feels in it, but you can dictate the difference between a feeling and a fact. Yeah. You can believe that you are a woman when you were born in a man's
But what
body,
you can
but
do,
the truth is
what
you
you can
are a
do
man.
is make people think that. Hold on, what you can do is make people think that their beliefs are normal, and you can make people think that it's okay and it's something that.
That's because society is reinforcing it.
And then you can ask the question of why. Why do you think it's being done?
I have no problem with anybody living. Listen, whatever life you want to live, as long as it's not hurting anybody else.
I see you saving yourself.
No, wait.
Let him land, innit?
Whatever life you want to live, as long as it's not hurting anybody else, that's fine. But you cannot force that life onto anybody else.
China, I see. You're trying to play your cards a different way this time. It's very interesting how you're subtly saying it's okay to be multiple genders, but then at the same time, it's not according to you. Interesting.
Is the issue not the fact that you can identify as what you choose to, but the biology of who you are is the biology? So if we're saying male or female, there's nothing wrong with saying you're a female and I'm a male. However, if you want to identify as something that is not the biology, then fine. But if we get to court, dude, you're a female.
This is the thing. People nowadays.
So there's nothing wrong with that. Just change the terminology. No, it's because they say that there's difference between sex and gender.
People nowadays
they say gender's a social construct. That's the point. Then I identify as female.
The same way if you dig up a mummy from 500 years ago and check it, it will be a woman. You can't change it.
All of these surgeries and stuff.
It still can't change. It still can't change you.
It can't change the DNA.
It can't change your biology, your DNA, your skeleton structure. You are still a woman. If you died and you decompose and someone dug you up 1,000 years later, they will be like, this is the body of a woman. It doesn't matter what you identified as when you were alive.
Now decides that he wants to be a woman, he still can't bear children, he's still not going to have a period. So it's just the outside, it's just the shell. When I say shell, I mean, you can look like us, but you can't be us. You can't have children, you can't have a period. And plus, a man is physically stronger than a woman. Like, I wouldn't want to fight a transgender man because I'll get broke up because you're not me. You can never be me.
The idea of being transgender, as far as I'm concerned, is fine if that's what you want to identify as. But don't expect majority of society, just because you identify as a lamppost, to say that you're a lamppost. Yes. We're gonna say that you're a female who wants to be a man, or a lamppost, or a man that wants to be a woman. Yeah. And what you call it is transgender. Woman. Great. It's an identification. That's how you identify. Yeah. Who's to stop you from identifying that way? But biology speaks for itself.
China said something about it being dangerous, and this is where I wanna add on to that, because you said like if it doesn't affect, like me or people, then you can do that. There's something that's been happening recently. Men have been committing, some
sexual activities
to women, raping them, and then changing their identity. They are now a woman. That's happened. I've read cases like that maybe 3 or 4 times. And you are now, there's something that they call like dead shaming or something. You are not allowed to charge that man because that man no longer exists. He is a woman. So that man has now gotten away with that crime because he has now decided to identify as a woman. And in reality, he's just cock and bullying. Yeah. He's not no woman. He's just trying to get away from the crime that he committed. And that's where danger starts coming in. People start you give an inch, they take a mile.
Oh my gosh, what am I hearing? What am I hearing? Can you see the world that we're living in now? You better charge that woman, police, please. Charge that woman. What? In order for you to be a transgender woman, you have to be a man. That's the criteria, right? That is a man. Charge him.
Some people actually, they decide to be transgender and like down the line, they're like, oh, actually, I want to go back to my previous sex. So now, going back to what you're saying, I think that that's what they are doing. They say, oh, I wake up, I want to be a transgender. 10 years down the line, actually, I want to be a man. So this is what they are doing. They grew.
If you cut it off, there's no going back, you know.
No, there is, because in America, there was a case of a child who was suicidal when they were younger, around the age of 8 to 10. They were a man, they wanted to be a girl. So their parents started doing the hormone thing, so certain things weren't changing inside their body to stop that, because it got to the point where the child was trying to kill themselves because their parents weren't accepting it. So they accepted it, right? Years has gone down the line. This child is now suing their parents and the doctor that administered that treatment because they were too young. They said that they were too young to make that decision, and you allowed them to do that.
Zilla, let me start off by saying I do like you. So if I do say that, I'm going to say something, but you're probably not going to lie. You need to just take several seats to the left right now, because I'm the one that presents the stats, the facts, and I'm the one that's what I'm here for. And Zilla, once you open up Pandora's box, you can't close it, okay? So if you start going to hormone treatments and you cut off your dingaling, you can't grow it back, you can't put it back, and that's it. Stop the cap.
That's why what Trump is doing makes sense. When you're in school, like, you know how they say in school, you cannot say, or you cannot tell to a child, oh, you can change your gender. You know how they say that in school, there are teachers who are telling the children, you can do whatever you want, you can be whoever you want, you can be a female or a male.
You could be a giraffe.
Yes. Trump is stopping this because of things like this, because a child doesn't even know what's going on.
Hold on. The argument is going to be that Trump should stop all of it then. Trump should stop a number of different things, because the reality is, yeah, whether it be transgender, male, female, identified, biology, someone's always going to try to take the piss.
Yes.
Now, you can look at it in so many different ways. Take the gender out of it and look at it in other ways. People are always finding an excuse to kill someone and saying that, oh, well, I got a mental problem. I've killed the person. Now, are they telling the truth all the time? Sometimes they're lying. What you can't do is, based on, let's say, a minority within the minority, determine what it's going to be for the majority of that minority. It's insane. The bottom line is that some people actually identify as, transgender. They identify as, oh, okay, well, I'm a biological male, but I feel like a female. If someone else is taking the piss based on that, we can't now start saying, well, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do this. Yo.
You see, this is one second. This is where my issue comes in. Because if you are an adult and you want to change your gender and you regret it later, to an extent, I don't really care, because you're a fully grown adult. My issue comes in is where you start normalizing it for children, mentally ill children, unsure, confused children, and then they think, I've seen it before. I've seen it with a kid on my street when I was growing up. This little boy was in a Batman suit one day, the next day he was coming out as Cinderella, and his mom normalized it, 6, 7 years old. It's ridiculous and it's dangerous, because then these kids, they grow up, hormone blockers, they do things that are irreversible to their own bodies, and because they've got a lack of good adults around them and strong adults that are scared to say no, this isn't normal.
What would you do if you found out that that boy that you used to chill with kept trying to kill himself? So that's the only reason why his mum let him wear that dress.
Chill with him. He was young.
No, just forget that. I'm asking you a question. He's on suicide watch because you keep telling him you're a boy, and but now he's trying to kill himself. This is your child, because he believes that you are not accepting him and forcing him to be someone else. What advice would you give that parent then?
Listen, okay. First of all, why does your child have the notion of that? Why has he got these thoughts in his head? Who's put these thoughts in his head? Because here's the thing, yeah? Like, one of the reasons why they keep going for the kids is because kids are impressionable. Whatever your kids are in school for about 8 hours a day, with how long they are, right, yeah? Whatever they teach your kids is going to be what they come and tell you. And you're going to be that old person that doesn't understand. So, if example,
I know where this is going.
No, because the school, there's a syllabus, there's a doctrine, and they're gonna teach them those things. If you teach your kids opposite of what's going on, you will actually get in trouble. If you start teaching your kids opposite to what's going on, you get in trouble. This thing really comes to the transgender issue, it really comes to women, right? And one of the reasons I say to women is because even when I first said there was only 2 genders, which for me is what I've grown up to, which is what I think everybody pretty much around the world understands there's only 2 genders. I think in the last 10 years, there's been a push for new ideas. Okay, cool, but you had an issue with it straight away. Okay, but that's fine, you're allowed to do that. But
I just think society has created the space.
The reason we have men and women spaces. The reason we have men and women spaces, guys. Wait, listen. The reason we have men and women spaces telling women what it is to be a woman, saying to women that you are a menstrual cervix having thing, you're not a woman, calling cis, all of these things is because you have women like you that pander to men that allow them to get into these spaces and affect women. You have men in women's sports. No, seriously, you have women.
Not me.
No, because But you see the mindset, not you, but that mindset of where you have an issue and thinking that I'm gonna get cancelled for saying something which generally.
But I'm saying the reason I'm saying you're gonna, and the reason I'm saying cancelled, maybe that wasn't the right word to use.
No,
actually,
it's the word that you wanted
different
to use.
But it's because
No, you wanted to use that, but you wanted to use that. Don't do that.
Majesty, your ass is scared. What you scared of? Being cancelled. You got a problem with transgenders, you got a problem with gay people, lesbians, but you work with them? Do they know your real face, nigga? They do now.
a lot of transgender people, queer, LGBTQ plus.
Question is, do you support them? Do you support them? Do you support them? Do you support them?
I have no problem with them.
There's a lot of people.
Sound like you got
There's a lot of people that are those people in high places.
But I have no problem with them.
What does that mean? What does that mean? So because they're in high places, you support them?
No.
You're scared of them?
This is my point. So,
You're scared of them?
Are you scared? Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of our opportunities rely on these people.
Let's go back to what you're saying.
Ladies, I'm gonna need you to take this.
So even if it goes against your religious beliefs, because they're in high places, you're supporting things that you don't religiously agree with, no?
I'm thinking.
Majesty, you ain't saying what you really want to say because you know within your industry, majority of the people that you're either working for or working with are either gay, lesbian, or transgender. So you're not worried about internet cancellation, you're worried about corporate cancellation.
Yeah, I hear what Majesty's saying on this one, you know, cause it's the way that the world's going in like that direction. They run this shit.
I agree with Trump. He doesn't, I know not everyone likes Trump, but his decisions a lot of the time do make a lot of sense. He knows what he's doing. And just think about if everyone was just going to all of a sudden be transgender, whatever, just think about down the line, there'd be no reproduction. We'd be finished because everyone's changed. There's no more having kids. Yeah. What would happen to society? What would happen to us? There would be no more if it was allowed to keep going because it's getting younger and younger. Soon it's kids, like you said, kids are changing. There's no more Bible. There's no more Adam and Eve. There's no woman and man. There's no more babies.
Can I just say what she just said, that people that are in LGBTQ community are the one in power at the moment. Let me talk about Italy. Italy, we all know Italian Italy for Pope, right? So now Italy, like a Catholic country, is now they're allowing two same-sex marriages, and I don't think
that should be allowed either.
I don't think it's allowed, and this is because of the.
Sorry, I have a lot of gay friends, and that's whatever. But
this is
at the end of the day, I don't think you should be able to change something that's in the Bible. Like, how can you just change history? Like, how can you now? How can you? Yeah, but some people are not. Some people.
Is that a governmental problem or is that based on Christian leaders or Catholic leaders?
But I'm saying it's the church that's allowed it. The church is a religious place. Why have you allowed now 2 men or 2 women to be able to get married? That's not the rule that was in the church. Why are you allowed to change this?
Okay. So going off of what you said about leaders in high places, there's a scandal right now with the French president because his wife is a transgender woman, but they've hidden it from society and they've painted her out to be a woman that was like his teacher, that they fell in love and everything. She was with him from when he was 15. Turns out he was 14. So it's a grown man.
What does scandal mean again? That means it's fake news or potentially fake news. Someone's rumored, right?
It's been real research. As in, Brigitte Macron is constantly trying to do defamation of... defamation, but not, sorry, she fails to do defamation stuff in court because to file a defamation thing, you have to prove that the person is lying. So whenever she's asked a straight question, were you born a woman? Have you bore children? She never answers the question.
Is it?
And if you do the real research, you will see. So my issue is that if you see the French Olympics, what they did, do you remember it was a whole table of the Last Supper, but it was drag queens.
Yeah, I remember.
It turns out it was her idea. Do you understand? So his idea.
No wonder why all them French players have been wearing that funny stuff lately.
This is what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying is that it's affecting society. Like literally truth and absolutes are disappearing and it's becoming a melting pot of subjectivity. If I feel this, hold on one second. If I say this, I can feel it, and you should also subscribe to it. I don't have to. And I think what Trump is doing is actually the Lord's work, to be honest. I think he's bringing back truth into society. We need some absolutes to remain, please, for society to run. It's just like what she was saying. If now we're all transgender, who's going to be having children anymore?
There were messages that Natalie was putting out, or even comments that people were leaving. And this is what makes me believe that no matter how much you feel like a woman, you're still a man and you display actions of a man. Because there were, whatever they're called, women that were not women initially, in the comments saying, you can't stop me from coming in. Watch when I get to that gym. I'm going to bust them doors open. And I'm thinking, women don't act like that. Women do not talk like that.
Chill, man. Some do.
No. I hear it. Some do. But it was showing their masculinity.
One's in South.
Can I ask you a question?
The girls in South.
Can I ask you a question?
They move like men,
But wait, how are they gonna know?
The ones in South.
Majesty, I'm on your ass today. It's not today you're gonna get past me, mine.
I've had my fair share of interactions with South babes, and I can't lie, the consensus is they're not very friendly. So, did I lie? I never lied.